All right, it's media day, and we are talking 17-6A. I'm joined with the Stratford head coach, Todd Rankin. Coach, that was a heck of a year last year. I mean, we're 10-2. You had that. It came down to that game with Jersey Village. I know you
Right.
probably don't want to talk too much about it, but all in all, in the entire season, you have to be pretty proud of what the teams did. And with most of the teams coming back, actually all of them, in the new realignment, you'll be seeing
Yeah.
some of these same teams again. So how do you feel you can build off of last year to maybe get that district crown this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very, very proud of last year, but certainly not satisfied with the end. And that's kind of been our whole focus for the off season is how to go from good to great. We'd worked long and hard to kind of build up to where we were this past year, but now our challenge is getting to that next level. We saw that in the Jersey Village game, being able to finish there in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, going up against a playoff team like Katy, and no shame in getting beat by those guys. Of course, superb team and well coached, but we want to be at that level. We want to be able to be in there with teams like that. So that was our whole offseason focus. To continue things that were helping us to get to 10-2 last year, but then also to build on and find those areas, if you will, where we can go to that next level. So, and especially with a bunch of returning starters, 7 on offense, 6 on defense, we feel like this was the year to kind of really push them hard in the offseason and try to make that jump.
I was going to say that's the first thing I was going to bring up. You look over some of the accolades in the district, and it seems like all the first and second team guys you have on there have a nice little 11 next to their name because they're all juniors.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Talk about how excited you are, especially, I mean, we'll get to your son in a second, but those 4 receivers you have coming back, you got some O-linemen coming back, especially Hudson, and then there's Hawkins there at tight end. Just offensively, talk about how excited you are with that load of experience coming back.
Oh, it is. And being able to watch these guys work together since really for, a little bit in 8th grade, some were split with 2 different middle schools, but then see them as freshmen, see them build up, come all the way through. We're really, really excited about those receivers and that receiving core. Hawkins, big tight end guy that can certainly, he's got tremendous hands and athletic ability to really go after the ball. Even if he's in a crowd, Nash can put it on one side or the other, and Hawkins is going to go get that ball. He's just a dynamic force there. You got the Luke Reeves kid coming back. Of course, anytime we can get him one-on-one coverage, and Luke's exceptional speed and just a knack for going and getting the ball is truly a blessing and something that he's good at. You got Tristan Williams, which can, a 6'5" receiver who can just and has really worked on his vertical game and stuff this off season and coming out of breaks and things like that. He's a big basketball guy, so he's kind of really had a great spring with really refining his receiving ability, but had a tremendous year last year. But he is, he's going to be a big time force and a guy you can really throw it to at any point in time. And then, of course, Jake Brand, one of our leading receivers. You get it to him, whether it's a quick little pitch out to him and he can wiggle through there and all of a sudden turn a 3-yard gain into a 20-yard gain, or he's just a dynamic player, plays with a lot of passion and be able to go get it. So those 4, I put them up against just about anybody. So, makes it easy for a quarterback sometimes to have those kind of weapons. We're really excited about those 4 coming back, not just from their athletic ability, but just the mental side of it, also what they bring to the game. Very smart. We'll check in and out of some plays and change things at the line of scrimmage a bunch. And those guys are really in tune with what we're doing. So that's a lot of fun as well.
Now, obviously, there's got to be a guy to get it to him, and somebody that you're somewhat familiar with in Nash, your son. Talk about his development through the years, because you've seen it more,
Absolutely.
Obviously more than anybody else. And, we're coming up on Father's Day, and it'd be a nice Father's Day present to hold off and say, hey, you don't have to get me something today, but maybe in November you can get me a district title. But just talk about his development and what you've seen, on and off the field.
Man, it's really, really been great to watch that, both as a dad and as a head coach. and a former quarterback coach as well. Just a guy that's coached that position for years, and being able to compare him to guys that I've seen, in my 29 years of coaching. He's just done a tremendous job with leadership, leading the offense, and working on those areas where he really needed to improve. Coming from his sophomore year to his junior year, really had to work on the deep ball, and you can see just through film alone, really was able to develop that and get stronger. In the weight room, really has developed his footwork this past year, and really been able to kind of progress through different reads and things like that. So from the technique side to the leadership off-season role, just the things he's been able to do. And I'll be honest with you, our offense coordinator, Coach Harvey, really has put a lot on his plate, both pre-snap, post-snap. We put a lot on him, and he rises to the challenge each and every week, each and every scheme that we do and things that we do. Just in our spring game, we checked out of the original play probably 30 to 40% of the time. And a lot of that was on Nash and seeing things and being able to do that. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to see him progress through these years. And we're really proud of him and glad that, he's leading our team this next year.
That's awesome. And if we want to flip to the defensive side of the ball, you talk about how Nash is a leader there, but you got the defensive MVP coming back in Cooper King. I'm assuming he's probably your leader there. Talk a little bit about your defense. You mentioned 6 or 7 guys coming back. What you're hoping out of them?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll just kind of start up front. We've got Hunter Jones, Austin LaRue on the inside, Jared Boteri, who kind of split some time with a senior last year, but on the edge, one of our defensive ends. That core alone, man, they're going to give a lot of offenses and quarterbacks in particular a lot of problems there. We've got a couple of young guys that did well at our other defensive end spot that we're really excited about, that we learned a lot about this spring. And then you go back to where Cooper King is in the middle. Man, you talk about, there's a reason he's defensive MVP, and we put on, even as coaches, we put the film on every once in a while just to watch it again. I mean, he really put on a show the entire year. And of course, we've been able to talk to a lot of recruiters this spring about him and just what he brings to the table. So it's been, in a lot of our guys, but it's been kind of fun to put that film on there and just kind of watch what he's done in there. He's got another inside backer, Antoine McDonald, that is also coming back. That was, he almost matches Cooper in production. I mean, he's just doing a tremendous job on the inside. So that front 6 alone, we're very, very excited about on what they can do. Like I said, we have to stay healthy. We always know that at Stratford at all positions. Being a smaller 6A, we're not very deep. But if we can stay healthy, that front 6 is going to really give opposing defenses a lot of trouble. And then of course in the secondary, we've got Johnny Crawford, kind of as that roll down safety. He's returning, going to be a junior this next year, and we'll have our safeties like Jackson Holt, Brecken Minuet back. So really up the middle, we're going to be really solid. And we've got some young guys playing at our corner spots right now that we really think are going to be good for this next year. They had a really good spring, so we're excited about that as well. Just some young guys there.
Now you mentioned playing Katy last year. One thing about District 17 6A, it's a bonus to finish not only in the playoffs but the first 2 spots. That when you get into the playoffs, you're probably not going to get too much competition out of the 3-4 out of 18 6A, and maybe get you ready for a Katy district that now brings up Peyto. Yes. Who knows who the heck you're going to play out of there?
Absolutely.
So we're talking about district titles, and that's the thing on your mind. But finishing those top 2 spots has got to be a goal as well, maybe a secondary goal.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If and of course, being close this last year, 7 points away with that Jersey Village game, we definitely want to shoot for a district title this next year. And again, a lot of that has to do with team chemistry and coming together and improving throughout the year and staying healthy, of course. But that's certainly one of our goals, to get one of those top 2 spots, being small school, playoffs, to be in that bracket and hopefully get a good draw and be able to make a deep run this next year.
All right, last question just to get some knowledge out here. What are your non-district games, and what do you hope to get out of those games going into district play?
Yeah, we changed up just a little bit. Got dropped by Alvin and Dulles. So this year we're going to pick up Tomball week 1, which, they're coming off an incredible year themselves. So we're really, really excited about that game 1. We're going to be up there at their new stadium there at Tomball ISD. So week 1 is going to have a lot of hoopla around it, if you will. And it's going to be a really fun environment, a playoff environment, I think, for our kids to see early on and go against a team that even went deeper in the playoffs than what we did. So we're really, really excited about that. Week 2, we kept Oak Ridge. It's always a great matchup. Last year was we came out last year. We had a couple of turnovers early. Actually, Nash threw a couple of early interceptions, and then the way we came back as a team was kind of a rallying point for the rest of our season. And we kind of really grew up in that game. So like I said, that's always well coached by Coach Smith and that crew. And, that's an exciting game. We're going to have them at home for week 2. And then week 3, we picked up A-Leaf Hastings, which is actually my old alma mater. And so it'd be kind of fun. We'll go down there to Crump Stadium. We'll see those guys on a Thursday night. So we'll go Friday, Thursday, but we'll see those guys on a Thursday night down there in A-Leaf. So it'll be a good, I think a good mix of different types of teams and schemes and types of athletes and things that we'll face. And so we're excited about our non-district. Then we'll, of course, have our bye week, and then we'll go start off district against Cy-Fair there that next week. So we're excited about it.
Awesome. And of course, we've got the Jersey Village game circled on the calendars for us. So make sure we get that revenge tour going. And
that's right.
I appreciate you joining us today, Coach, and good luck this season.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.